And more making the newsroom bulletin today. Do stay tuned. Thank you very much once again for joining us here on Newsroom. Now, the 4 parliamentary candidates of the NDC involved in the disputed constituency election results filed their respective processes to counter a mandamus application at the High Court. Earlier, my colleague Mutala Inosa reported that arguments have been heard from the NPP, from the NDC, and from the EC on these matters. And the High Court has decided to adjourn the case to tomorrow to bring us a final determination or a ruling on that matter. I will take you back to the High Court complex where my colleague Mutala Inusa is standing by to bring us some more updates as far as this particular subject matter or this particular case is concerned. Mutala, thank you very much for joining us. We spoke to you earlier on this particular issue in court with regard to the mandamus application which the Supreme Court had earlier ordered to be heard. We know that arguments have been advanced in court on the NDC side, on the MPP side, on the EC side. Help us understand exactly how it all played out in court today.
Well, Lantam, like you rightly indicate, we were hoping to hear extensive argument in relation to the applications for mandamus, the 4 parliamentary candidates, specifically Techiman South, Tama Central, Okankwe Central, then Ablekuma North, following the Supreme Court orders. And rightly so, they appeared before the High Court in Accra, presided over by Justice Forcing Ban Ejapon. And interestingly, Lantam, it was a heavily packed court day. Both political parties fairly represented, a lot of legal luminaries in court today. And just when we thought that the substantive matter, which has to do with the mandamus application that is seeking an order of the court to compel the Electoral Commission or to command the Electoral Commission to perform its lawful duty or constitutional duty, the NDC side, particularly lawyer Eduji Tamaklu, raised a preliminary legal objection to the mandamus applications before the court. What he said was to the effect that if you look at the nature of the applications before the court, it is an election petition in disguise. An election has been conducted, EC official, returning officer declared results in favor of their candidates. So if there are anything at all, the elections are completed in the various constituencies, and so the proper forum for them to go is to come to the High Court with an election petition and not an affidavit or an application for a mandamus, for which the court is supposed to compel the Electoral Commission to go and do a re-collation and a re-declaration. Now, one of the things that they said was to the effect that the applicants are abusing the processes of the court. They make extensive reliance to the PNDC law sections that make references to how elections are supposed to be challenged, or processes or disputed election results are to be challenged. And so once that was made clear to the court, lawyers of the NPP side, also led by Gary Nimakun, leading a lot of junior lawyers to the court, made the point that as we speak, there is no official results before any constituency, especially the constituencies in contention. No official declarations have been made. And so what results are the NDC people asking that they should go and challenge by way of an election petition? And for them, what they are contending is that the court, the proper forum or the proper application, the processes that the court will have, they have to urge the court by way of a mandamus application for the court to command or to compel the Electoral Commission. Then the EC's lawyers also came in and said, look, we are opposed to the preliminary legal objections raised. The proper forum is by way of the application brought by the applicant, and therefore, if there is no proper election results before the court, on what basis are the court being called upon to even look at that particular say and say that the application before the court, the mandamus application before the court, are not proper? So basically, Justice Eric Ban looked at it and has adjourned the matter to tomorrow for ruling.
Very well, Murtala Inusa, thank you for bringing us that update from the court. We know that you also spoke to quite a number of people in your engagements, in the aftermath of the court proceedings. Alexander Kwabenya Afenyomarkin, among others, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, among others. What have they been telling you?
Yeah, so I've been engaging these individuals who you have mentioned, Tanko Computer, Alexander Afenyomarkin, and for them, they think that the proper forum is for them to come to court when the incident happened, particularly with respect to Alexander Afenyomarkin, who is the majority leader of the MPP side, is saying that, look, they have managed to drag the NDC from the street and brought them to court where the law works for them to go through or deal with the issues there. And so for them, they are waiting patiently, hoping for a fair result from the court. The argument that it is an election petition in disguise, they completely disagree with that particular leg of argument being advanced by the NDC side. And for them, they are hoping tomorrow, being the 1st of January 2025, and today being the 31st of December, they think that there will be a link to what happened the last day of December 2024 and the first day of January 2025. Mr. Tanko Computer also clearly was telling me that, look, the will of the people must be made to stand. There's nothing for them to do. But the proper forum is for them to come to court by way of an election petition. Their candidates have won, and what else do they want? All that is left is for them to come to court and challenge the result if they do not. And I've been asking him what happens to the Dome-Kwabenya, where the EC is saying that there's a rerun. There should be a rerun in some of the constituencies. The point was that they are currently at the EC's office, they are going to the EC's office, and that particular directive that there should be a rerun, the NDC supporters should be rest assured that that will not happen today, it will not happen tomorrow. Their candidate has won. So it has been an interesting argument, it has been an interesting point in court as far as this particular case is concerned.
Very well, and we can now take a listen to Alexander Kwabenya Afenyomarkin and Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer as they spoke to Murtala Inusa.
Because to me, the options that we've used all, the NDC appears to be blocking your chance of making your point.
We have every patience for the law. A court process may be slow, but with surety, you will get the results when you know you are on firm grounds. What it is about this, simply put, the Electoral Commission itself has stated with emphasis that there is no such thing as a declaration of results in Okaikwe Central, Ablekuma North, and Tema Central, as well as Dome-Kwabenya. So they have already administratively declared those results as illegal, and the Electoral Commission is doing it well. So this argument that they declared results is neither here nor there. However, we have firm belief that in the end we will be victorious. There's no rush. We are following due process. You realize that initially they were on a path of violence. At least we've managed to bring them to the courtroom. We have managed to bring them to civility. We have managed to get them to abide by the rule of law. So that is our joy. This is MPP. We believe in the rule of law. We stand for the right thing being done. So we are not worried at all. Tomorrow, first, the court would determine the preliminary objection they raised regarding our application. Then we will take the next step.
Some argue that if the Electoral Commission has agreed that there was no proper declaration so far, this could have been corrected by an administrative fiat. Why didn't you engage them?
But that is what they have done. You remember that we were all at Tesano police station. There was an agreement that we should all be at Tesano and do the collation. We were at the Tesano Police Training School. On Thursday, we agreed to do 4 constituencies. When they realized that we had won all, that was when they started making their noise. Then they threatened the EC, and in the process, EC wrote to the police to provide protection. And it was within that period of delay that we came to court for an order of mandamus and also for the EC to be protected by the security agencies so that they do their work. That's the application we're on. So there's no call for alarm. Look, in an election, if you've won, you've won. If you've lost, you've lost. The records are there. All they are doing is to prevent the records from being pursued. But it will not end anywhere. They can't stop the law. So we are very patient. We are very patient.
For a layman, when we talk about challenging elections, the approach we've always seen is election petition. And I mean, the NDC in court today are saying that you ought to have come by that approach.
No, a different approach. That can only be triggered when there's an official declaration. The body in charge of the elections says that the elections have not been concluded. They are saying that their officers were threatened, were cajoled to do an illegal act, and the law allows them, the CI allows them to ensure that the right things are done, and that is what they've done. There is no official declaration. It is the Electoral Commission that does declaration of results. It is saying that it has not concluded. What it has concluded is the final collation. We declared all our candidates whose matter is in dispute the rightful elected candidates. So that's it. Don't worry.
There's a lingering question finally. General, there's a lingering.
Well, Alexander Kwabena Figure there. Let's now listen to Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer as he spoke to Murtala Inusa.
GHOne TV to look at. You have been in court. You heard what the court said. You have raised preliminary legal objection to the application for mandamus. What exactly are you looking to achieve? You said that they ought to come by way of elect. This is election petition in disguise. Why do you say so?
Well, they were coming through the back door. They try to use ambush tactics to get a constituency recollation, which we don't have it in our laws. The one to do declaration is the returning officers. They have done their work. You are not satisfied with their work. What do? You come by a petition.
Is that why you describe the mandamus as a...
Mandamus is a backdoor method. The mandamus is meant to force them to do an action they have not done. But they have done the action. They concluded the action. Their work is to what? To collate and declare. And they have collated and declared. You are not satisfied.
As a party, you have to come on the first day of January. What's the expectation?
Yeah, they want the judge to do justice to it.
What justice means?
And to throw them away.
That's the only way that...
Allow our MPs to be sworn in, simple and short. They want the election.
Okay.
They must be represented. The people need representation in parliament.
Now, let's look at Dome-Kwabenya. What is the plan now?
Oh, we are currently over there at the EC. I'm going back there. We are insisting that the lady must be declared winner. She won fairly. The people voted for her. They counted. We have videos of the counting 1, 2, 3 up to MPP 114. They also counted up to 223 for the lady, Faustina. Okay, the video footage is that the returning officer was there doing the counting. If she inadvertently used a specimen pin sheet to enter the results, that doesn't invalidate the results. That's why it should not affect the voters and then the candidates. It's a figure and we have it. So finish.
If the EC is pushing, do you have any dates in mind for the rerun?
Pushing. How can they push on this? It's a simple logic. You don't worry yourself about it. They should just declare the woman.
Okay.
That's what simple and short.
So that's Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer there speaking to Murtala Inusa. And Murtala, coming back to you, we saw a lot of supporters of the MPP and the NDC, all of them, singing songs and jubilating. What was the mood like, as we're wrapping this up?
Well, Lantam, it was an interesting mood here at the court premises. And let me tell you what, when Alexander Afenyo Marquis was engaging us and they started by way of singing, raising MPP tune. And the NDC side also countered that with they also started with the version of the NDC anthem. So at one point in time, the two political parties, the supporters, are all singing party songs at the premises of the court. A very exciting, very interesting moment, and the rule of law probably will have to prevail. But what is clear is that tomorrow, Justice Ban force in Japan will have to make a determination, and the determination will depend whether or not the court will proceed to deal with the matter itself, which is the mandamus application. If the court upheld the NDC's preliminary legal objections, what it means is that there will be the court will no longer hear the mandamus application, because the court would then upheld the submission that it is not properly filed, or it is not the platform or the processes by way of which the applicant will have to activate. But if the court deem it fit that the application has no merit or the objection has no merit and same is dismissed, the way will now be clear for the MPP candidate to move their respective mandamus application, which simply is asking for a compelling order on the EC to collate and declare those constituencies in question. Then the NDC side will also have the onus to respond to them earlier per their submissions filed at the court. They are opposing to them and they're asking the court to dismiss all those applications in its entirety.
Very well. Thank you very much, Mutala Inusa there, correspondent from the court, bringing us that update. Now, campaign momentum is steadily building in the Dome-Kwabenya constituency. Both the NDC and the NPP political parties are jostling for a rerun at the polls at the Abokobi Women's Development Training Center, and this follows a decision by the EC to reorganize elections for that particular polling station over what it describes as an anomaly. Although the NDC is questioning the basis for the rerun, the leading parties have begun preparing for the last election battle for the 2024 polls. Our reporter Sena Ajato has more in the following report.
Mixed emotions are sweeping through the Abokobi electoral area as residents prepare for a parliamentary election rerun at the Women's Development Center 2 polling station. The rerun follows the use of incorrect forms to record results during the initial vote, prompting an immediate resumption of campaigning by political parties. Some NPP supporters have expressed their readiness to vote again, stating confidently that their party has already resumed campaigning to secure the seat. They emphasized that Abokobi is a stronghold of the NPP.
We as NPP, we in the NPP, trust us, we are ever ready. But this seat it's a traditional seat for the NPP. It's a seat for the NPP. One or two, we admit, didn't go well, and that has brought all this. Under normal circumstances, Dome-Kwabenya is even not supposed to be part of whatever that is going on. It's part now, we accept it. But for us to give the seat back to give the seat to NDC is something we call very impossible for Dome-Kwabenya MPP. So we are not leaving any stone unturned. As you can see, we are all here. Some are on the grounds already.
We are one to Jim. Nasi Wunturu Oda Weninkum. And he said, "Ya babiano, you begin because Dome-Kwabenya the Yentimi Fankoshana na for them. As Abuabi Nafa, Abuabi Chileneso Nama, and Yemabiasa, but never lose hope."
However, not all constituents are enthusiastic. Some resident and party supporters have voiced frustration, calling the rerun unnecessary. They argued that Eli Klim Akrugu's perceived lead in the December 7th election and challenges posed by the festive season make the rerun burdensome.
They are jokers. There is no way MPP will win in this area. Yeah. Despite the fact that it has been a stronghold, but we've all seen all that MPP had been doing since those days. MPP had been in position for 8 good years. Look at our roads. We have a reason for voting for NDC. We have so many reasons for voting for NDC, Our Lady to lead us. MPP should go and rest and come back later.
Sa election we no here because from and then see 7th no Noma bebrebe miesi me no kase bebre tutu kwan wo se ye mantema se bebre ni fie ebia tutu kwan me amete kura no me ni ewa quantum timete san aha me pa but me nim eti no se isi no wo yi bi se omo betumi aye no mu bejai election na me de bebo because one a waste of time obekwa kodi line mu saa entokwa kra timisi no ne ade bi prepra nti yesamba be call for yi bi mu ha adwene kakra.
The assemblywoman of the Abokobi electoral area also weighed in on the matter, criticizing the NPP candidate Mike Okoye Jr. for refusing to concede defeat. She alleged that the NDC has already resumed campaigning since Saturday, insisting that the polling sheet clearly shows the NDC's victory.
Because I never want me kasa wo jama obakofo. Is in declare mameno as the winner of Dome-Kwabenya. Ni yenko yenim. Nkwa bebre wo yenim. Na honorable Michael Okoye Jr. enti asese otinkwa mu a next 4 years a emre da ho ma no so obesan aba biom. But kwan a opeso odi Abokobi electorate e de ya afa no. Or the tension ebre Abokobi because the whole 16 regions in any da. Obia frefre. They say I put them a bre for the Abokobi electoral area. They are going to give the notes to the woman back again. She's going to win.
The rerun is particularly significant as the Women's Development Center 2 polling station has 669 registered voters, with a margin between the two leading candidates standing at just 165 votes. The stakes remain high, with both the NDC and NPP determined to secure this critical constituency. Reporting for GHOne TV, Sena Ajato.
The executive director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, has stated that the National Democratic Congress has a good chance of winning a rerun of the Abokobi Women's Development Training Center polls instead of the New Patriotic Party. According to him, the NDC had won overwhelmingly during the December 7 polls. Hence, a rerun won't affect the outcome of the election. He made these comments earlier on GH Today.
Yeah, I don't know why they were fighting.
Well, they are still trying to
No, I mean, if you look at where they're saying that there should be a rerun in that polling station, NDC won that polling station on the night with almost 66% of the vote. So, look, I think what issue was done is unthinkable, honestly speaking. See, the wrong form was used. That's the case for that constituency, a wrong form. Those who signed the forms were alive, they haven't died. And nobody had disputed those numbers. All they needed to do was to pick the right form, complete the forms again using those figures, and ask for resigning. This is akin to causing financial loss to the state. Frankly, it's just, I mean, it defies, it's mind-boggling, the approach, because there was no act of illegality. Or it's using the wrong form an act of illegality. No. So I don't know how they come to that conclusion, but only God knows.
Well, commenting on whether the unprecedented loss of the New Patriotic Party came as a surprise, Musa Dankwa indicates that the polls started favoring the NDC since April 2022, when the NPP government passed the electronic transmission levy, popularly known as the e-levy. He further emphasized that the failure of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to remove then Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta from office after several calls by Ghanaians also played a role in the loss of the NPP.
April 2022, when they passed the e-levy, in January we did a poll, a hypothetical poll, between if it is Mahama against Bawumia, if it's Mahama against Alan, who would you vote for? In January. And in that month, I think Mahama was 48%, and Bawumia 42%, below 50%. Now when they passed the e-levy, Mahama goes to 53%, Bawumia 38% in April 2022. I think the failure to remove Ken Ofori-Atta early enough didn't help MPP. When there was agitation for him to be removed, he overstayed his post. It cost MPP a lot. floating voters did not like NAPO one bit.
Member of Parliament for the Korle constituency, Dr. Zenato Hajiman-Rawlings, has called on members of the NDC and Ghanaians to hold their leadership accountable in their pursuit of resetting the country. Speaking at the 43rd commemoration of the 31st December Revolution on the theme Victory 2024, Time to Reset Ghana, her deserved glory, the Korle Member of Parliament charged the party and members to uphold the democratic principles of the NDC and celebrate those who uphold their integrity and shame those who abuse power for their parochial interests.
Great fighter, rest in perfect peace in the committee of leaders and patriots.
President Nana Akufo-Addo has urged Ghanaians to draw inspiration from the achievements of honorees celebrated at the Ghana National Honors and Awards ceremony and to commit to building a prosperous and inclusive nation. Speaking at the event held at the Accra International Conference Center on Monday, December 30, the president highlighted the significance of collective efforts in achieving Ghana's developmental goals and encouraged the awardees to continue serving as role models for others, inspiring the next generation to pursue excellence and service to the country.
Our honorees, this is your day. Let this moment inspire you to continue making a difference. To the young people watching, let these stories ignite in you a desire to contribute to Ghana in your own unique way. To every Ghanaian, let this occasion remind us that our collective strength lies in celebrating and nurturing the very best among us.
Ghana's outgoing Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia during the award was decorated by President Akufo-Addo with Ghana's highest honor, the Order of the Star of Ghana Officer Award.
Dedication to building a society rooted in integrity, inclusivity and progress.
The news team also caught up with some awardees at the event.
The word to the Ghanaian is basically that we should just do our work. And once we do our work, it will show and the recognition will come. So if it's my turn today, I'm sure tomorrow it will be somebody's turn. But it just shows that hard work does pay. And it just shows us that we are a nation of gratitude. And of course, a nation that shows gratitude will always be a forward-looking nation.
I think it's all about being dedicated to your cause and serving the country to the best of your ability and from a very clean and clear conscience, and being dedicated to your God and country. I think that is all that it entails.
For the state to be able to recognize my contribution towards music and to the people of Ghana and things like that, and to the world as well, I think it's something that I have to cherish. And I cherish that, and I give thanks to the Most High.
The Ghana Police Service has been a cornerstone of law enforcement in the Republic of Ghana.
Now, it appears some youth in Boko have figured out the cause of the recurring conflicts in the area. According to the youth, if both factions in the violence that has claimed lives for decades drop what they call pride, the conflict will be resolved immediately. Uzalansa is in the area and reports.
Well, despite the fears and apprehension following recent violent eruptions in the Boko municipality, the young people here say they are not scared of what may happen tomorrow, that they are for peace, and for that reason, to showcase that, they march through the principal streets of the Boko municipality, just announcing the preparation of the Samanpiid festival. Remember, this is the 37th edition of the Samanpiid festival, and the young people are telling us that if the pride from both sides are put aside, the conflict that has been recurring for decades can be resolved.
Pride is something that is affecting all of us today, because no one wants to surrender. As in, this group doesn't want to surrender for the other group to take what? To take ahead of them. So that is making everything difficult. So I think if the pride comes down, everyone, there will be peace in Boku, and they will be able to go to school.
When you push a man to the wall, he will react. That is natural. But today we are just moving out with our brothers and our loved ones, our fathers and our sisters, and we are preaching peace. We are saying that each and everybody that is within the 6 Kusak districts should come out and let's celebrate the festival peacefully.
So everything is set for the joint celebration of the 37th edition of the Samanpiid festival, and also the 40th anniversary celebrations of the reign of Zoran Naba Abogrago Asigri Azoka II, that's the overlord of the Kusak traditional area. The Daduri Park, where the event is expected to take place, is currently being arranged for that event tomorrow, 31st of December. Chairman of the planning committee, of the joint planning committee, tells us that several dignitaries, including the president, have been invited for the event, and he expects that young people in the area don't get scared. They become a part of the exercise tomorrow. Because of maximum security, according to him, all plans have been set up to make sure that people coming in from without the Boku traditional area are safe, and then when they are leaving, they are also safe. So every sector of the security have been informed, and they will be provided with security as they come and go out during the celebrations.
We have talked to the security people, this Divisional Police Command in Boku here. We have talked to the regional minister and his chief director and the RECSEC generally. We know that people will be coming from Kumasi to Boku here. People are plenty around the southern area. They will be coming, and they are likely to charter buses and others and come. So we have also talked to the security. They will ensure escort of these people between Tamale, in fact from Kumasi, I would say, from Kumasi to Boku.
So a couple of days ago, one of the things that captured the attention of the world was the erection of this statue. People were wondering why the statue was put up there. The chairman of the 40th anniversary planning committee of Bokunaba tells us that this edifice is very significant considering the contributions of the Zograns to the development of the Kusak traditional area.
Statue that we see is a very significant development that the 40th anniversary committee has done, and it is appreciated all over the world. You see, the Zugran is such a prominent person, and indeed somebody who has worked hard for us. 40 years is not a small thing. Even if you are alive for 40 years, it's not easy not to talk of being a chief for 40 years. So that is why we think that this should be a momentous thing, a memory, and it even serve as a tourist attraction center.
Well, we're just barely 24 hours to the celebrations of the 37th anniversary of the Samanpiid festival. People in the Kusak traditional area are being urged to make sure they comport themselves as they fight towards ensuring lasting peace in the traditional area. For GHOne News, Musa Lansa reporting from Boko.
Well, that's Musa Lansa from Boko, and he joins us live now from the festival grounds. The Samanpiid Festival is currently ongoing. Musa, thank you very much. You've earlier brought us that report. So I can see that you are clearly at the festival grounds. Tell us how it's all playing out.
Well, Lantam, you won't believe the level of security here in Boko, right from Bolga, especially a place called Asonge, when you just leave the Bolga Central East constituency into the Nabdam constituency. There's a place called Asonge. That is where the security checks start. You have about 7 checkpoints from the area until you get into the Boko town proper. And before you get into the festival grounds, which is at the Daduri Park, where dignitaries have already started gathering, you have about 3 checkpoints. First, at the roadside, your vehicle is checked thoroughly to make sure that you are not carrying any offensive weapon. Before you get into the second one, again, you are checked for accreditation and other things. Before the last one, you are shown where to park your vehicle before you are allowed into the festival ground. So people are coming in the next couple of minutes. The Boko Nabada, the Zuvan for the Kusa traditional area, Naba Asigri Abugarwa Zoka II, is expected to arrive here. Already, some members of parliament and former members of parliament in the Kusa traditional area, the 6 constituencies, have already seated. The various traditional rulers have also arrived, waiting for the arrival of the Boko Naba, which will happen in the next few minutes, because they want to wrap up quickly to avoid getting caught by the curfew situation here, which starts at 6 p.m. Today. So previously the festival started somewhere around 2 p.m., but because of the curfew situation, they brought it forward to 9 a.m. And even that, it is yet to start. Bokunaba is yet to arrive here, but other traditional rulers from the Kusau traditional area, and then other parts of the country, Ashanti region, the Otumfo said to send a delegation. The Upper East Regional House of Chiefs have also sent a delegation, and they are all here at the Daduri Park waiting for the arrival of the Zuran of the Boko traditional area. We earlier spoke to the Member of Parliament for Zebula, Kletu Savoka, and he was telling us that from 7th January, he believes that John Dramani Mahama, when he takes over as president, would have the political will to deal decisively with the Boko crisis. He says the problem with the conflict is people not respecting the rule of law, and he believes that when John Dramani Mahama finally swears the oath of office, he will deal decisively with the Boko conflict. So everything is set, security tight, people coming in, food vendors and all that coming in to make sure that the 37th edition of the Samanpiid, which also coincides with the 40th anniversary since he ascended onto the scene some 40 years ago, are all taking place here at the Daduri Park.
And Musa, before I let you go, we were informed earlier that the president had been invited for the Samanpiid Festival. Is there any indication that he might be there?
No, the Upper East Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Saleh, is here representing the president. So the president, from what we see, is not going to be here to be part of the anniversary celebration of the Bokunaba. It's just the regional minister who is representing the president here.
Very well, Musa, thank you for bringing us that update from Boko. My colleague Musa Lansa there reporting on the Samanpiid Festival. And you're still watching Newsroom here on GHOne Television. We'll take a short break and bring you some more stories. Stay tuned.
Scatter. It's too far to dance.
Welcome back. This is Newsroom here on GHOne Television. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dakwa Newman, has assured aggrieved school feeding program caterers of payment of their arrears by close of 31st December 2024 after they besieged the ministry over what they say is the refusal of the government to pay their arrears. The angry caterers blamed the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection for turning a deaf ear to their plight for the past 3 years. My colleague Obed King-Aglo has the rest of the story.
We are here for outstanding arrears on some of the caterers from 2017 to 2024. 4 days non-payment to all caterers in Ghana nationwide. And underpayment of some caterers. Some caterers have been underpaid for almost 6 to 7 years. And a delay of 13 payments, which is 2024-25 academic year, and our first term 2024-25 academic year. We realized during the time of His Excellency John Ajay, when we couldn't hand the baton to Minado, the late J. emails and his government never paid any arrears to the school feeding program. So we don't want what has happened before to happen to us. That's why we are here petitioning the President and the Gender Minister, the Vice President and the Chief of Staff to come to our aid. Because some of us use the bank loan. Some of us go to various shops to go and credit items to come.
The third term. Concerning the first term, they just ended the first term, so they are doing their own internal processes at the school feeding secretariat to bring it to the ministry for us to also append our signature. And so once that is done, the controller once again will come in to effect and release the monies needed for the first term. So I've spoken to them at length, and they are also waiting for their payments, which is to be tomorrow.
Now, I've heard from the national president. Some of them down there are claiming that they cannot trust the words of the ministry.
It's time now to bring you business news. Pepsodent, Ghana's leading oral care brand from Unilever, has unveiled a new product specifically designed for children dubbed Pepsodent Kids. The toothpaste, available in 2 flavors, orange and strawberry, is uniquely formulated to protect children's teeth from sugar and acid attacks, promoting healthy smiles and laying a foundation for a brighter future.
The launch, which drew hundreds of children, featured various engaging activities, including demonstrations on the proper method of brushing teeth, both day and night. In an interview with GHOne Business, Oral Care and Innovations Lead at Unilever, Glenn Abraham Ampoma, emphasized the importance of reinforcing children's preventive oral care, particularly during Christmas.
Pepsodent has a lot of key benefits, but the main benefits are the protection of the enamel. You know, the kids are in the stage where they are having their enamels develop, their teeth are growing. They need protection, and then sugar acids are the leading cause of cavities. That is why the formulation is specially made to fight and then protect their teeth from these sugar acids, so that they can grow easily and successfully. Yeah. Dental care for infants starts at an early age. We shouldn't wait. We should prioritize the kids' oral care right from birth till they grow up, and then this is the time where we can make an impact on their oral health.
Glenn acknowledged the global economic challenges and highlighted that affordability had been factored into the new product, ensuring that no child is denied access to Pepsodent Kids.
They are very affordable. I would urge all parents to get this. The prices are the same. It's just the variants that differ. We just want to give people different options to choose from. So you can get Pepsodent Kids everywhere. The neighborhood grocery by you, the pharmacy by you, your big supermarkets, your small supermarkets. Pepsodent Kids is going to be everywhere, and then it will be at arm's length. So all parents should go grab it and then let their children have a feel of it.
The news team spoke to some children who shared their thoughts and excitement about the new product.
Having a lot of fun. I thank my auntie and my mother for bringing me here, and I am very happy.
Please, I'm very happy, and I'll use it at least twice a day.
It's so cool, like I'm enjoying.
Now, traders in Koforidua have welcomed the new GHOne Traditional Council's decision to lead the establishment of a rural bank aimed at stimulating the local economy. The Omahini of the new GHOne Traditional Area, Dasebre Kwekubuating III, has unveiled plans to launch the bank in Koforidua. That's the Koforidua Rural Bank PLC. This initiative is to support local businesses, to empower women, and to address climate change. The bank will focus on financing environmentally friendly projects, including renewable energy, waste recycling, and other sustainable ventures in alignment with global climate action goals.
Speaking at a fundraising event to mobilize minimum capital requirements for the bank, Dasebre Kwekubuating III outlined the bank's mission, emphasizing its focus on 5 key areas: women empowerment, support for small and medium-scale enterprises, agricultural development, youth empowerment, and environmentally friendly projects.
It will be catalyzed for community development, addressing key areas critical to our shared future. Our mission is anchored on 5 pillars: green banking, women empowerment, support for small and medium-scale enterprises, agricultural development, and youth empowerment.
The bank will also prioritize financing environmentally friendly projects and other sustainable ventures aligning with global climate action goals.
The Koforidua Rural Bank will prioritize environmentally friendly projects such as renewable energy, energy efficiency, waste recycling, as well as eco-friendly businesses. By financing.
Well, that will do it for the business segment here on Newsroom. Time now to bring you the sports update. Nana Ama Ajamang is in the studio with the details. Nana Ama, what's in sports?
Hi there. So in sports this afternoon, the final boxing promotion of 2024 at the Bukom Boxing Arena delivered thrilling action as welterweight Abdul Rashid Tego delivered a crushing second round knockout to Razak Muhammad. Here is the electrifying moment from the night's final bout, brought to you by Peter Kwao Adato.
Good luck.
On the international front, Newcastle United have moved to 5th on the league table following a 2-0 win over Manchester United at Old Trafford as Ruben Amorim's side lost their 4th consecutive game. Alexander Isak and Joe Wellington headed the Magpies 2-up early on to leave the home team in disarray. The defeat leaves Manchester United on 14th on the league table with only 7 points above relegation zone. Speaking after the game, Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim admitted that his side is in a fight to avoid relegation from the Premier League after their humbling defeat to Newcastle United.
Yeah, when you have this kind of moment, it's really hard to turn things around, and especially when you don't have a lot of time to train the basics to cope with the difficult moments. So we have to acknowledge our position, the way you see the league. Everybody can win everybody. So we have to win games and to focus on surviving.
Ipswich recorded their first home Premier League win of the season as they produced a huge shock to beat Chelsea 2-0. Chelsea flattered to deceive, especially after falling 2-0 behind as they have suffered back-to-back defeats for the first time under Enzo Maresca and are now 10 points behind league leaders Liverpool, who also have a game in hand. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca says he expected this kind of moment during the season.
A bit strange game in terms of first 5 minutes of second half, 10 minutes, we had 2 clear chances again, the header from Joao and other shots. And then I think the second goal killed a little bit the game. But sometimes when you kill so many chances, the post, the VAR, the keeper save, or the defenders that they block the shots, sometimes has to go in that way. Has been a shame because was another chance for us. But yeah, congratulations to them, because probably when you save so many goals, on the line, the keeper, the body, probably the desire from them was very high.
This is our wrap-up sports here on Newsroom. I am Nana Ama Ajaban. Back to you, Lantam.
Thank you very much, Nana Ama Ajaban, with the latest in sports. And on that note, we'll wrap up Newsroom here on GHOne Television. Thank you very much for watching. Scan the QR code you see at the bottom of your screen for more news. You can also check out our social media pages, Facebook, X, and Instagram. And of course, YouTube at GHOne TV. My name is Lantam Papanko. Have a good day.